उसने ना उसके अभी भी
चलो
All
ब्रॉडकास्ट
right. Sure. All right. We are live. Hey everyone. Good evening and a very warm welcome to all at MESC Red Devils NCR. I'm joined by two of the guests who've made an appearance after long injury layoffs, you can say, but both of them come looking fresh. I think the international break has done wonders for them as well. I have Ojis Bhai and Abhishar Bhai with me in the stream after a long, long time. Hi,
Hi
gentlemen.
everyone.
It's great to see you, and hopefully, you all have been doing well in this prolonged absence. Uh, so, with that being said, very, very important game, not only for us, but for Brentford as well. Because for Brentford also, this is a chance, to taste European competition next year. And for a club of their stature, it's going to be massive. For United also, this game has equal, if not more, significance. We have now drifted to fifth place on goal difference, and although we do have games in hand, we cannot take it for granted, and we have to make sure that we win our games, and that is what it is. So United versus Brentford at Old Trafford today. It's a late kickoff. Uh, Abhishar bhai, I'll start with you. What are your expectations, and how is your mindset entering to this game, especially after that performance which we seen against Newcastle, which was not exactly one of our best performances throughout the course of this season. So, what are your thoughts entering into this game?
I think not only this Newcastle game, even before international break, we were a little bit dodgy. We were not, taking our chances. We've not been brave enough. That one trophy might have, made these players a bit rusty, you can say. And for the other part, I expect, turnaround in this match. Having said that, we would be playing at Old Trafford. We have a great record at Old Trafford till now, and player would be, very, very much eager to prove. We have not seen, um, let the start of season be shelved, but we have not seen consecutive bad games for us till now, hopefully, which is good. So for Newcastle game, we were not, it's not like that we were unlucky to get beaten by Newcastle were deserving winner. They've played well. We cannot say that okay, that this or that or anything, but yeah, they have really played well. They deserved that win, and that's how it has been. So I expect a good turnaround from our players, and hopefully, maybe in couple of games time, we will see our midfield getting the rejuvenated with Ericsson and Casemiro coming in, and that will pump us in the later part of the league, which will give us a push for our top four finish.
Yeah, you spoke about Newcastle being deserving winners. I think had that game been drawn, I think we would have been the luckier ones and we would have been the happier side at that instance, because we would have. At that instance, if that game would have ended goalless, I would have happily taken the point, because we were absolutely we were below average, and I think a point would have been fair, but then we lost fair and square. Newcastle were more game for that situation, and
And sorry, Delvin, to interrupt, but yeah, that has given us a proper view that okay, we might, as all of us as fan and club, we were thinking that okay, we can go with the title charge. Maybe I would say that there would be maybe diminishing, but still some hope that we would do good. And that has been said that if you are going for title charge, you cannot have a whole winter window signing Wout Weghorst. So you need players who are actually of that level. You need players. You need your reinforcement on the proper side of the fields, which is required. We are two different side with Casemiro in and out. We are maybe Champions League side and relegation battlers. Either way, either side of spectrum. So that's how it has been.
yeah, I totally agree. And I don't think a lot of our United fan base were hell bent on a title challenge. I think all of us were very logical in stating that it's way too early to, I think, I mean, there will be some who did have that
They,
hope, but then I think
Yeah.
there were a fair few who genuinely believed that a title challenge this season is well beyond us, and the results
And
against
many
Southampton.
many of I would not say I'll not be much critical of fans, those who had, those who thought of us being in title charge, because of, both the teams. Man City were not at their peak. Now they are slowly, pulling up their socks, and the other team being Arsenal. So either way, they thought that okay, there could be a way we could sneak in. We have, even Arsenal fans did not expect them to be in this way. So it has been like that. So let's not be critical onto fans, those who have expected. So that should be fine with us.
Yeah, totally. Uh, Ojas bhai, what are your expectations entering into this game? And do you believe that this game has to be won because we've already started the month in a bad way? We don't want to fall further down the pecking order if things go bad, because there is a chasing pack also behind us. Uh, Aston Villa have been picking up form. Now they are unlikely to make it, but still you don't know what is going to happen. We do play Aston Villa as well, so they are on the crest of a wave. Then you don't know which Liverpool will turn up, and I mean, come on. And then there is the likes of Brighton also. So how important is this game from that perspective? And what are your thoughts entering into this game?
Yeah, I think Chelsea and Liverpool did us a favor, a good favor. I think it was a nil-nil draw, if I'm not wrong. I couldn't watch the match between Liverpool and Chelsea. Uh, but coming to Manchester United, every game we have to win from now on if we have to get the stable position in the league table. The It is getting to a place where the I should say the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth position is going to be a bottleneck. Everyone will be trying to go through that, and there is not enough space for teams like who are dropping points against. I should not say mediocre, but we should have won the Newcastle game. We should have gone with that mentality. We cannot always pass an excuse around. Not the players. They cannot pass the excuse around that we didn't have Casemiro, we didn't have that player, or I should say anyone on the pitch, because it's the responsibility of whoever is playing on the field to get the 3 points. And it was I should say a proper you should say not thrashing, proper domination by Newcastle for 90 minutes. And it was nothing with all the styles of football coming to Premier League. It was a traditional English style of play which United couldn't bear against. So very disappointed with the result last week, and I only think that if anything has to get better, because a game in hand can mean anything. It can be you can't rely on that always, and just hope that things start to get better and we get on the winning track, because getting a solid top four finish is also important to attract players in the market, as you can again not rely on cup competitions also.
No, Ojas, for the first part, which you said that having games in hand is like chasing wild goose. So it was like that. We were having games in hand, and we were ahead of Newcastle by 8 points, and now we are on level, and they are on top of us due to goal difference. And for the second part, which you have said that we cannot attract players. So I think that in I'm not sure, being Gaudi or any other way, being showy or anything, but United has always been attracting players. It's not the case for United. Our recruitment system has been failing us, but most of the players always I guess yesterday or day before yesterday, our Robert Lewandowski has said that I wanted to join Manchester United, but he could not. So it's
Yes.
never been the case. It would
I
never
think
be.
Fergie era was a little different, Abhishek. Bhai. For in this era, we really need Champions League football on the books, because if just a hypothetical situation, there
Yeah,
is no
yeah, yeah.
debate on this. There's
I
no debate on this. But consider that we were in Champions League football this season. Would De Jong's saga continued in this way that long? Because he wanted to stay in Barca 99%. But 1% thought is playing Champions League and
I'll
competing for
go
the title.
even bigger, Let's say we have
Yeah,
a checkbook and we have a system in place and we want to call Kylian Mbappe. I'm saying hypothetically, if you are saying I'm shooting in the stars,
yeah.
so would
Small steps,
Mbappe be
small
coming?
steps,
Yeah,
small steps.
that's what I'm
But
saying. That we might need Champions League football to attract better players.
baby
yeah,
steps, but the first step to realize that goal is winning this game, gentlemen. That is how immediate the step is. So Prakash Mondal in the chat did say that he cannot see us winning this game against Brentford. So there are a section of fan base. There is a section of the fan base who will agree with Prakash Bhai, and will find a pessimistic outlook against Brentford. And I think up to a certain extent there is a little bit of validity to what Prakash Bhai thinks. Because Brentford dropped 2 points last time out against Brighton. They were leading for large stretches of the game, and they conceded a last, I think, around the 90th minute penalty against Brighton, which meant that they had to draw that game. So for them also this game is very important, because for a club like Brentford, uh, tasting Conference League football is a huge thing. and
yes.
uh, and so Abhishar bhai, do you believe that that lure of European football for a team like Brentford, do you believe that that would mean that they would enter Old Trafford with a sense of fearlessness and play their own game rather than play according to the situation? Because Brentford under Thomas Frank have been one of the most proactive teams. They don't play according to the situation. They do not compromise their game, be it whatever it may be.
So, Delvin, for that, if you will take the Brighton game that has been 3-3 draw, I believe. So it was, Brighton which has been more ruthless. But Brentford has stole that game because, it has been with us as well. The match which we lost 4-0, Brentford, they were not, very much dominant or anything, but they were clinical and they were clear with their plans. So each player, they know what they need to do. If they have to press, they will go press, they will take their chances, and minute here and there, they would be calling it a shot. And for the having European football, tasting European football, now we see that, okay, Leicester is fighting relegation, West Ham is not doing good, but those teams have done better when they have got the European football. They have attracted good players, though the players have not settled in, but that's what it would happen with Brighton as well. Now currently they are signing players from championship or from the lower level of the league, but now once they will get the European football, they will have that budget and stuff, they'd be calling it better in that way.
Yeah, I mean, as far as budget constraints are concerned, Avishar, by Brentford do have a good ownership team in place. Then their stadium is a brand new stadium. They have changed the stadium, so it was not the stadium before. They changed the stadium the moment they got promotion to the Premier League. So they have the infrastructure in place. The stadium does conform to European standards also. So what I'm saying is it could be a very tantalizing prospect for a team like Brentford. That is what I mean. Ojas, by speaking about Brentford, do you believe that this is an audition for United to see how good David Raya is? Because David Raya has been one of those names who United have been rumored to be keeping a lot of tabs on. And not only United, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Spurs also have close interest on the keeper. He's not expected to renew his contract. He has only a year left, and he believes that at 27, which is basically not even a peak for a goalkeeper, he believes that he is the right time for him to make a jump to a bigger club. So, do you believe that this is the game where we can get up close and personal and see how good David Raya can actually be under the lights at Old Trafford?
Every keeper of opposition is good at Old Trafford under the lights.
There's a
that
manual
that
No,
every time.
but Raya this season Raya has consistently been among the best keepers in the Premier League,
yes, no,
and there is no denying that.
I was just passing whatever
That's a
that
running. That is a running joke. Yeah, that is a running joke where
I pass. No, see, I will be honest with you. I have not scouted the player. I have not watched him that much, but whatever glimpses I have had of that player on Twitter, YouTube, whatever I was watching, the keeper looks comfortable in his position, which is a very plus point because it is such a fast league and with brilliant defenders. I should say attacking the opposition box. The player looks comfortable. The keeper is pretty comfortable. He's solid, and yes, 27 is the age when I think Martinez moved from Arsenal to Aston Villa. So he believes that if he gets the right opportunity, he will be looking at the options of bigger clubs like Chelsea, Tottenham. Hugo Lloris, I think, is almost at retirement age. So it's everything is planned for him. Top clubs from London and Manchester will be looking at him, and it can be a good audition. But I like every other keeper, even if he doesn't perform today, even if he doesn't play at that level, the scouts and guys like you fans watching all over the world know what quality the keeper has, and this sort of the game just helps him to witness the atmosphere of Old Trafford, which is way better than any stadium in the league. So yes, it can be a pretty, I should say, attractive site for a player. But if Manchester United are looking for scouts are looking for David, what is his name? Raya is his name, na? Yeah. If they are looking forward him, I think this could be a perfect place for all of them to be in stands. I think it is going to be a crazy game under the lights, Old Trafford. United after a defeat will be looking for a comeback. A couple of shots I think keeper will be facing today.
So Abhishek by Kushagra has put that both Martial and Weghorst will not be starting for United versus Brentford. Now the lineups are not yet come out. The lineups will come out at 11:30. But the pattern that I've seen so far that the league lineups more often than not have been correct. So let's assume that if this is correct, do you believe that is Rashford going to start as nine, or is this going to be a false nine type of a game?
Mostly, I believe that it will be, having Rashford starting as number 9, and we could see that Martial coming in maybe 60th minute or something like that, and with Rashford going at the wings. So, with said that, we will be, as the Brentford, they press very well, they press very high. So we would be seeing, most of the players which will be having better control on the ball. So that's why I think that ETH might have been going in such a way that having four front line of both Sancho and Anthony, as well as Rashford and Bruno at back of them. Maybe they will be needing full throttle way.
So Amit Bhai believes that this is going to be a false nine game, and also says that our Baldy is behaving like the Baldy on the other side of Manchester. So let's only time will tell whether that is true, Amit Bhai. But let's see how that goes. Ojis Bhai, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this with Martial and Weghorst both not
Yeah,
starting?
yeah, I will agree on your point that whatever the league lineups have come across past few months have been true, whatever the news has come. But I have a feeling that maybe Marshall is starting because to play false nine in a game like this, I guess it can be risky. It can be rewarding, but it's risky because you always need you know a person leading the attack. You need the tip of the missile
Yes.
to
So,
be.
Ojas, it's like that we have players, but we need to understand that do we have that system? Like our
No,
players, they are good
n-
for false nine purpose. Even if you'll play,
the
Sancho, you'll
when
play
are we
Bruno
playing Europa? When are we playing Europa?
Next
next
Thursday.
week. Yeah.
Next
Next
Thursday.
Thursday, and we have a game on Sunday.
Yes, we do. We have
Yes,
Everton on Sunday.
yeah, so a pretty packed schedule. I think whatever lineup comes, I think Marshall is will play. But
But I
even if he
think we are
doesn't,
playing all the three games home, I guess. I think we are playing Brentford is home only. We are playing Everton also at home. And I believe the first leg is also at Old Trafford. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think even the first leg is at Old
yes,
Trafford.
Europa is in. We are drawn to Sevilla, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think action-packed complete week, and we can really not rely on Marshall not getting injured. I get the idea of not bringing him back instantly. But if you're resting Vegas and playing a false nine, what everyone is believing in chat and you guys also think, it can be a pretty risky idea. But I, again, whatever happens, I trust the manager what he's thinking. But really not so, because you have to bring Sancho then somewhere in the game. And if you bring Sancho, you need speed around him. So if Bruno is playing on the right, if he goes on the right and Sancho comes on left, whatever is happening, Anthony is there. You are just bringing too many players who are good at creating the game, but the serial finishers have to enter the pitch. You have to convert the chances because Brentford is a risky side. Ivan Tony is playing, I guess. We all know what he can do. So really need the score to be 1-0 or 2-0 by 60th minute to just completely finish off Brentford.
Even not only Raya, yeah, as Ojas had said, maybe Tony would also be having it as audition for
I
his
don't.
next move.
So not exactly Abhishek bhai, because there is a massive ban looming on Tony because of his involvement in betting allegations. So there are close to 270 betting charges on him, and while he's agreed to most of them, which means that he could be facing a massive ban later on. I think the ban could kick in from next season onwards, so there is an issue there. Uh,
He is looking for at least 4 to 5 months of ban minimum.
It should be more than that because I remember Trippier was charged for 7 offenses, only 7, and he had a 10-week ban, which comes to 2.5 months. He has 270 allegations. Where is 7 and where is 270? So just
Just
let's keep.
263. Just the difference is 263. It can.
So Abhishek, by another interesting subplot which is building around this game is that 4-0 defeat. Now, obviously, a lot of our fans are baying for blood. Ever since that result has happened, everyone have been waiting for this game to happen at Old Trafford. Now, do you believe that do you think our players also should approach the game in the same manner, as in play the game with, yeah, we want to put one back on Brentford for having subjected us to the sheer amount of humiliation, or just play like this is a normal game, because I believe at this point play it like it is a normal game. uh, Revenge, I mean, there is no need for forced rivalries, there is no need for something to be forced upon a narrative or something like that. So what are your thoughts upon this? Are you part
For
of the fan base which believes that this is revenge, or do you believe that this should be taken as just another game?
for most of our fans, I believe that we are in a place where we know that the side which has played Brentford on the, I guess, for second game of the tournament it
Second
was,
game
yeah,
week, yes.
second game week it was, and the team which we have seen has evolved a lot. And what was the expectation from the side on which, in a bigger picture, if you will see that the ETH was building that philosophy in such a way that they would be having a better go at the United players and understand them, for which our players were not ready. We were not ready to have possession based football and have control of whole game, creating chances, playing out of back. We need at least 3 4 more players to do that, and we were not having midfield then. So it is more or less a whole, most of the United players, they know that okay, we were not in a system, in a place where we could go ahead with that. But these forced rivalries are now getting, it's like you see most of the time that has happened with India in cricket. Like everyone try to force their rivalry. No, we are your rivals. You could see that Newcastle United making noise. They were not even visible 1 year back, and they would not be in somewhere close to our rivalry. But yeah, their fans want to engage us because we are like. Hated or adored but never ignored. More like that we can never be ignored. So we could see that people or fans of rival clubs, they'd be creating a rivalry out of nowhere. But yeah, more or less, most of the United fans would be taking it as yet another match. And more than the 4-0 loss that we faced against Brentford, it will be more of how we cope with the 2-0 loss against Newcastle. how we are doing from our previous match. So most of the fans would be like that.
Yeah, very well put, Abhishar bhai. So there was one very important point that you noted that during the Brentford game there was no midfield. So Otis bhai, let's talk about the midfield. So last game, Ten Hag experimented with McTominay and Sabitzer, and safe to say that that experiment did not pay a lot of dividends. Do you believe that it is time for a change, or do you believe that what according to you should exactly be the midfield pairing? I'll give you the options: uh, Fred McTominay, Fred Sabitzer, or whether it's or whether Ten Hag should persist with the McTominay Sabitzer midfield pivot, and why do you think it should be that particular pairing?
Yep. Uh, I'm not breaking, right? My video is clear.
Yeah, clear, yeah, clear. It's clear.
Yeah. What I believed in last game, whatever I watched the complete 90 minutes. I suffered a lot last week. Uh,
Unfortunately, I did too.
and whatever I got from that is it was a perfect game to play Fred. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I have this feeling it was the perfect game for Fred. He would have been just that I should say the annoying player for Newcastle because he would have been moving here and there, going through defenses, being at the last moment of the tackle. So really couldn't believe that McTominay started. I think he was being awarded for his international performances. But international football and league football are two different aspects of the game. I don't believe that it should be the
And Ojas, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, but I for that as well, McTominay, what he was doing for his international duties is different than what he was expected to do in last game.
yeah. He is like what Delvin says that how Harry Maguire plays for the country, England. He how he performs for his country, and McTominay is no doubt a very good player for his national team, but truly a pretty average player in our midfield, and really couldn't compliment Sabitzer like he should have done. He should have realized that he's playing. He's not playing with two creative midfielders. He's playing with a midfielder who likes to go forward, just has tries everything on the final third of the pitch, Sabitzer. Instead of taking the responsibility of being the defensive marksman for Manchester United, he was very keen to prove his goal scoring worth for us also. This doesn't happen in league football against good teams like Newcastle. You have to respect the opposition. You just cannot go on barging every player, just running anywhere. So not happy with McTominay's performance, but I don't blame him. This is his quality. This is his standard, and I have grown to accept the fact for past 2 3 years. What I believed is it was a game where Fred should have entered pretty early. He would have really helped Sabitzer to just go forward and play along with Bruno much more. And this was I think so. This is the ideal midfield that Fred has to start with Sabitzer because he will cover up the defensive duties that is required for him. He is the engine. He has the quality above McTominay for me, and I'm pretty sure if Fred starts today with Sabitzer and Bruno, you will see a very different kind of game in the midfield, and we would look much more in control.
Yeah, even I felt that Sunday's game should have been Fred starting because also because of the fact that he was relatively fresher since he was not selected for the Brazilian squad, which means that we will have a fresher pair of legs compared to McTominay. But then again, it's the manager's call, and it did not work unfortunately. So yeah, and you were right about McTominay being bang average, but at this point, I think we would need we would need every contribution, for the cause. It's take one for the team as such.
How, how many matches has been done for Casemiro for his ban?
Two
Four,
more matches left. Two more matches
four.
left.
I think
Today and Everton. Today and
including this
Everton.
three, including this three.
This will be his
Four
third
match ban.
game that he will.
Four
Yeah,
match
this will
ban.
be his
Four match ban.
third game of the four. This will be his third game of the four. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Abhishek bhai, I know these narratives are a little, fast paced or hurried or hushed upon us, but they are still narratives nonetheless, and which could go on to become a massive snowballing effect come the end of the season. Uh, on the off chance that Sancho starts, which looks a very likely outcome today, with Sancho starting from the left and Anthony starting from the right, and with the chance that Rashford starts as the number 9. Uh, how important this game is for Sancho, not only from the point of view of securing his place in the United side, but also making sure that the backing that he has received both on the pitch and off the pitch. How important it is for him to have a good game to justify those as well. I know it is too premature. I also believe that these narratives are pushed upon us, but it does seem that Sancho is there is a feeling of stagnation in Sancho's performances. There is not the not the same quick thinking that made him one of the most lethal attacking players in the Bundesliga, and not only in the Bundesliga, in European football as well. So, in that perspective, how important it is for Sancho to have a good game today.
So for that, before that, Delvin, it's just one match ban that is done for Casemiro. So we would be
Two
having three
matches,
more.
two
No, it
matches.
is the first match ban that has happened. So one is done, second one is this one,
No,
and then
no,
two more.
he was not play. He did not play in the Leicester game also.
No, no, no. I have just checked.
It
He was
includes
red
FA Cup
carded at the Southampton, and he did not play against Newcastle.
and Fulham in the FA Cup. It involves all English competitions.
Okay, Fulham as well. It will be counted because it's saying that he'll not be available till
Everton, that is this Sunday.
Nottingham Forest. But yeah, I'll check. It FPL is showing his unavailability till Nottingham Forest. But yeah,
No,
I'll check
but
and maybe we can take that.
it involves all competitions. So that
Okay.
involves an FA Cup also. So he did not play in the FA Cup game versus Fulham. He did not play in the game against Newcastle. This will be his third, and Everton will be his last game.
Okay. So after that, moving from we've been discussing
Sancho.
into
Now
Sancho.
he's
Yeah.
talking Sancho. Yeah.
So Sancho, I think that I'm not sure how to put this, but the blunt way to put this is he's securing. He's either securing a place in the squad or he's securing a transfer. So it will go that way. If we'll have new owner, then we might not see Sancho if he continues on to this way, because that is long enough rope for Sancho to be being cementing his place into squad, because there was pretty much our attack was already been available for places were available for grabs, and we could not see Sancho taking it. And we need that Sancho, with having Bruno already in our midfield, with Sancho available, we'll see too many chances getting created. But still, let's not be more judgmental on Sancho, because we are yet to see him with proper number 9 in front of him, someone like Cavani maybe. That way we could see how he performs, and how his those 50%, 70% or 80% chances are getting into net, or giving him assist and giving him confidence, because football is all about confidence. A confident player is different beast altogether. So that's how it should be. I think he should put his numbers, and we should give another shot, maybe 6 more months. I'd not be sending him packed this transfer window, but if not this, then the next winter window would be um, his last as United, if he will do like that. Because if he has potential, he has been doing at Dortmund. So if elsewhere he finds his place, so there is no need to keep him, and make a player diminish in his quality.
Yeah, so before we move on a little bit about Manchester United only, I just want to. There is a breaking update which has come. So I don't know whether I should be sad at Chelsea or whether I should laugh at Chelsea, but they are very close to appointing Lampard as interim manager up until the end of the season. Uh, so, what are
Yeah,
your thoughts on this,
there's a
gentlemen?
caretaker news. Uh,
Yeah,
it's just for the temporary basis.
yeah, the Ranić role basically.
Yeah, they are already in talks with Louis Enrique and Nagelsmann, and pretty soon they will
Both
appoint a
which both
manager.
of them I don't want it for Chelsea, but yeah.
No,
Whatever.
What
it
are
is
your thoughts on the Lampard? What are your thoughts on the Lampard apartment? Surely it's an out of blue. It's an out of the
It
blue.
is proper stopgap,
Yeah,
Delvin. You cannot say they don't have anything to play for. If you will see, Chelsea don't have. They would not be getting Champions League places. That's for
they will
sure.
not be coming into Champions League for
And
sure.
that
They
is there is nothing for them to play. So they want to like
they
okay,
are.
let the
I
players
mean,
settle in.
I know, it is too early to say this, but they're still in the Champions League quarterfinals. Just in case people tend to forget, although they do have Real Madrid, at this point they still remain quarterfinalist in the
The
Champions League.
I think drawing Real Madrid was like, yeah, we are of course not winning anything now, so let's just go.
So let's
Yeah,
move on. Let's
yeah.
take our
Why
next step.
why do clubs think in a way that every manager needs the clean slate of a new season?
And
No,
maybe
it is not
maybe we could
necessary.
see they will be having conversation with manager. Sorry, oh, just to cut you, I want to put one line of my thought that maybe the managers which they would be in conversation, which maybe Nagelsmann or Luis Enrique, they would have said that they would not be joining mid-season. So they would be clear with that part as well. That okay, when this season will
Well,
end, they will have.
it's up to the managers and up to the club. But what I believe is when a season like this has happened for a club, it is a perfect time to analyze your team more. That when at the tough situation, how the players are, showing their attitude, the spirit. What should I say? The image of the players get really clear in the tough period only. It's not. It will be a
Or
honeymoon period when a new manager comes. It's a honeymoon period, so you have to analyze what your team has, and it is a perfect situation for any time of the season. Although I'm
it
not
will.
against it, I enjoyed Eric Ten Hag, but he was already busy with Ajax. But if you are sitting at home and just waiting for an appointment, I think you can get appointed now and just see what you have, and it will be a perfect timing to decide your summer, winter, whatever it is.
So in that case, that could be either way. Even players would be knowing that okay, this what has happened with us with RR. What has happened, that players were in a zone that they were knowing that okay, he's not going to be in any further role or anything, and they were like casual with it. So we could see that performance getting a dip. So even for their case, they should be having in such a way. More than Potter, Chelsea should have sacked Havertz. I don't know. Havertz has got them Champions League,
And Club
trophy.
World Cup
So
also.
yeah, he'll already be in their folklore.
He's already more than cemented his place in Chelsea history. So makes him a
If
cult hero
if
already.
if
He has
Havertz,
saved humanity.
yeah,
Manchester City
it's
winning
Havertz
Champions
is
League would have end of this world.
Havertz is and Sancho are going hand in hand. They are top class players with higher potential, but not fulfilling it. But any day, Havertz, if you want to sell for 5-10 million, I will buy for Manchester United for 5-10 million. He-
It's not happening.
He's
5-10 million, no, not
no,
happening.
I think
it's just a
now with
joke. It's just
Lampard
a
back,
joke.
Delvin, we could see Mount getting more match time. So his
Yeah,
links with
Yeah,
United will
he
disappear
must
in
have
another couple of
he
months.
must
I'm
have got Lampard
surprised.
back.
I'm surprised we are linked with Mount. I mean, out of all the players that we have to get linked with, we are linked with Mason Mount out of all the
Yep,
people. So
No, Mason
it's
Mount is good player. I would take him any day. Bruno's backup. So
I
you
don't
will
think
see
so.
in that way that
I have not seen enough to, Garrett. I
Abhishek
have
bhai,
not seen enough.
level of difference is there.
हाँ हाँ, मैं ये
The
नहीं बोल रहा, मैं ये बोल ही नहीं रहा हूँ कि वो, लेकिन आप अभी अगर देखोगे सेकंड फिडल आपको यूनाइटेड में ब्रूनो का कौन है अवेलेबल. आई एम सेइंग अबाउट द स्क्वाड विच इज अवेलेबल. इफ प्लेयर इज मोटिवेटेड इनफ टू ज्वाइन, मैं
no,
any player who is willing to prove
Not
himself, who is
not
willing
worth
to
300K a week though,
no,
Abhishar, by what he's
that that
asking.
that that is not going to happen. We are already in process of putting cap on the players. If Rashford is not getting, I don't see anyone else getting.
And Mount is really looking to leave Chelsea, and Chelsea are looking to attract 50 million from him because he is in the last year of his
Also,
contract.
Mount is looking for a 300K a week salary,
Yes,
and that
and
is that is apparently a non-negotiable. So that
yes,
automatically makes him
if
unappealing for us.
I guess there will be teams from England only ready to pay. Maybe Newcastle.
Liverpool look the most likely. Liverpool look the
They
most
would be shot
likely.
in the foot, something like Sanchez, Alexis Sanchez. If he is going for salary part, he should not be doing this. I think he should secure a proper
He,
move in a project where he could see himself fit into. I understand that sometimes it does not work out. Or maybe we could see something what has happened with Rashford, making all the noise that Rashford is going for PSG, and the next season he's bang. Poof, everything went out of window. So we could see something
Mount
happening with Mount
Mount
as
if
well
Mount
next
stays
season.
at Chelsea, he will either do wonders, or I just see him
He's
going.
already stagnating as a Chelsea player. So he's already begun to show signs of stagnation.
No, no,
No,
Mount also has
he's
potential, but we could not.
you no, even anyone, if we are serious about Mount, we will not be paying that wages to him. Plus, if you are considering him to be, because Tillemans and Mount are two players, Neves, Tillemans and Mount, and Madison. Tillemans, Madison, Neves, and one Mount. These are the players really in market this window.
Yeah, like you said,
And
Ojusba, in a
they
previous
have
stream,
all the
that
Premier League experience at their back end, so we could see there would be a possible bidding war for all four of them. It's like
Mad-
yeah,
Madison is targeted by Arsenal. Madison is targeted by
Newcastle
Arsenal.
also. Newcastle
Newcastle
also.
Arsenal.
yeah.
Mount and Madison are a very hot topic in the market right now. But Tillemans, I read somewhere on Twitter, Liverpool are trying to get him.
Like
So
Ojusbai told in a previous stream that this could be a free agents market. So let's see how that prediction turns out to be. It was a
My
very
most
realistic.
favorite free agent would be Kante. United should go
Kante is
all.
agreeing a new contract with Chelsea. Kante
Yeah,
is on the
he's
verge
on
of.
the verge of yeah.
Well, in
What
I don't
what
think I don't think he's at that stage of the career where he wants to move anymore, Abhishar Bhai. I see him retiring at Chelsea only. He's already 34, 35, I guess. He
he's
has two
32.
good years.
32.
30,
32 he is. Yeah,
my
he's
God.
got
Seems,
couple of years football
yeah,
left.
but no, his injuries. I'm saying his injuries have been a lot.
He is
So,
he is he is overcooked and overplayed for past
Yeah.
couple of years.
and
He's
yet he does it.
actually,
He does it without a fuss, man. He does it without a
yes,
fuss.
and
He's
and
he's on
what's
the verge of completing football. All
yes,
he's left to win is the Euro, and that's it. He's won everything else, and the Carabao. I mean, who cares about the Carabao? But still,
I don't see
and
Kante extending contract to I want to win Carabao Cup.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
we've been lucky to see someone like Kante and
No,
have
no, no.
him play
What
he's
for three,
what
4 years
what
and see the
basic
difference.
agenda is? What basic agenda is? You cannot go into the market and say what we need as a backup for Bruno. You need players that are quality proven. Then you create identical backups. First, you need quality to come into your bench. Then you say
yeah,
that I have replacement for Bruno, and that you are sitting on the bench with McTominay and Fred. With full respect to Fred, but you are sitting on the bench with McTominay and Fred. So that is the thing. So first quality, then think of what all backups you can create. That is the thing.
yeah. I
So
agree with Ojas
who are
Bhai on
you
this.
seeing Ojas say, getting shipped away from our current squad then? In
There
that
are a
case, how
lot
are
of
you making
players
it?
who can get.
Yeah,
There are a lot
we
of
are
players who
seeing
can
that there
get
are
money.
multiple players, but yeah, who are you seeing right away
Scott
going?
gives you 30 million. Scott gives you
Easy.
30 million. Dean Anderson will give you 35 to 40 million if we market him properly. Harry Maguire can give you 20 to 25. Van Bissaka's performances this season in the second half of the season have automatically added, I think, 10 million on his price tag. So
Van
you can
Bissaka
expect.
won't be sold this
I
window
think so.
I think
automatically.
he will be. I think he will be.
Either Bisaka or Dallo need to be
No, no,
sold.
it is. I'm
because if
saying
you
this
would be
with a very,
signing
very
Timber, who could play
Heavy
center back.
heart. With heavy
I'm
heart,
saying
you're
this with
saying.
a very, very heavy heart, but I think even I believe that if it comes to choose between the two, it would be Van Bissaka who would be shown the door, not Dalot.
I don't think so. Bisaka will be sold. I think McTominay is saying goodbye. Donny Van de Beek is saying goodbye.
Dean
Uh,
Anderson
uh,
is. Dean
Dean
Anderson
Henderson.
is.
What?
Harry Maguire also. Harry
See,
Maguire
guys.
also.
Simple thing is that we are looking players with right attitude. Otherwise, Rabio is a free agent. Tillemans is a free agent. Madison 1 year left. Mount 1 year left. Neves 1 year left. Okay, and who all was Awar was a free agent. Awar, I don't
Raya
know.
1 year. Raya 1 year left.
Right? No, no. Sorry, Delvin by midfielders. I am saying midfielders.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And really, we if we plan this somehow, if we can play Juventus in this, they are the top
Italian
clubs.
midfield. Italian midfielders not making the trip to the Premier League. They want to sit in their mom's lap in Italy, and
No, no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
I
Playing
think the
Juventus
team is
means
come out.
playing. Yeah, playing Juventus
I
means
think the team
keeping
is
free
come out.
agents.
All
Yes.
right, here's our starting 11 for the game, guys. It's De Gea and goal. Licha, Varane, the centre back pairing. It's Dalo and Shaw, which is the fullbacks. It's Sabitz. Oh fuck, it's the same team. The only difference is Rashford, Anthony, Sancho. It's McTominay and Sabitzer in midfield.
I
I
think there
think the
has
only
to be
change.
something with McFred then. Sorry, Fred then.
Fred is fit though. He did come on as a substitute in the Newcastle game
He,
also. He is
Abhishek
fit.
Bhai, he's the impact sub of Eric Ten Hag. He has been turned into an impact sub of
I
Eric
wanted
Ten
him to start this game. Come on.
He totally has to start, but let's see.
But
Uh,
because for me, McTominay and Sabitzer just doesn't do it. Uh, Even in the Newcastle game, McTominay was tasked to be the most advanced player, but he was basically doing a man mark job on Guimaraes. So that was confusing in itself. While he did give a good account of himself, he was not ready to do a lot of things with the ball. So that is a problem.
Mc,
I
Mc, McTominay means being handicapped
we
in the
basically
defensive.
playing we're basically playing with 10 men. It's
Yeah,
basically
no,
saying in
defensive
that
output
manner.
of midfield is gone.
Yeah, but
Defensive
in that
output of
manner, Ojas bhai, you said that in the game against Brentford we did not have a midfield. The fact that we are playing with McTominay still is the same thing. We don't have a midfield in spite of the investment that we have done. So that's a very recurring issue. I mean, because McTominay is very limited with the ball. I mean, we cannot play him as a 10, we cannot play him as an 8, because there are players who do that job much better than him. So automatically that remains to play as a 6, and he's
yeah,
very horrible at playing the 6.
5 6 years of McTominay, and I'm not still sure which position he plays.
We all are not sure about what his actual
He
position.
he there was a time where he played very good at the right centre back position of Scotland, and he played some games at centre back for Manchester United for Mourinho. For Mourinho, anyone can play anywhere. That is a different agenda. But
Exactly.
really, I'm not sure what position. For 6 years, I'm watching this guy, and I'm not sure which position he's like. Yeah, I'm that player.
All right. So Brentford's lineup is this: David Raya on goal. They have a five-man defense: Rico Henry, Ethan Pinnock, Ben Mee, Pontus Janssen, and Mads Roslov. The midfield is the midfield is all Danish: Damsgaard, Jensen, and Norgard. Their strikers are Tony and Mbermo. So more or less, this is the strongest Brentford team that they can put about. So yeah, these are the lineups. What are your thoughts on the lineups, gentlemen? Brentford's lineup. Abhishek
Abhishek,
bhai?
Sorry,
Yeah, your
Delvin, I missed
thoughts.
you.
Your thoughts on I missed you too, Abhishek bhai. But yeah, your thoughts on the Brentford lineup.
I think it is as it has to be something like that. They would be going in such a way where they could be more on defensive part, and they'll be taking their chances in between, and having try not to concede upfront, and then maybe after 60 plus minutes, 75 plus minutes, they'll go for goal.
What about you, Ojas? By your thoughts on the Brentford lineup? Do you believe
Yeah,
that this lineup can cause trouble?
if even yes, this Damsgaard person in the midfield also I think can be very important for Brentford in this game. And of course, Ben Mee, very consistent centre back, not in this season that much, but pretty solid lineup. What we expect it to be that thing, and I fully expect prime Barzali, Kellini, and Bonucci and Buffon level defending and goalkeeping by Brentford today.
I mean, Raya did make 11 saves in the game against Brighton. So yeah, I mean, Raya has been pulling out massive amount of saves, which is good for my FPL team. But then it would be a very bad thing for me as a United fan tonight. Uh, so
Last thing after defeat, you want a keeper to come at face a keeper at that level.
exactly. So before we wrap up the stream, cannot do it without predictions. So Abhishar, bhai, what are your predictions for the game? The result and who's going to score first?
I'd be like 2-1 in 2-1 or 3-1 in favor of United, and I could see Sancho getting on score sheet.
Ojas bhai, about you?
3-0 with I think Anthony scoring first.
3-0 clean sheet. All right.
And how do you feel about
Uh,
it, Dilwin?
I am a little on the fence. I think it's going to be a 2-all. I think it's going to be 2-all. Yeah. I think it will be Tony getting his goal first. I think Brentford score first. Yeah. But it is going to be 2-all. I'm a little on the fence. I don't know what exactly to make of it because like I and Ojas Bhai were having a conversation earlier on. Ojas Bhai gave a nice parallel about Mourinho's season when we were in the Europa League, and he thought like this is the right time to just sacrifice the Premier League position and just go for the trophies. So like he was like at that point we don't want the top four. We'd rather secure Champions League football by going the other way, and that was winning the Europa League. So
Yeah, but
I don't
Mourinho
know
didn't
whether
have Sevilla to face. Mourinho didn't have Sevilla to face.
we were one Celta miskick away from getting out of the
Yes,
semi-final. So we had
yes,
Celta then, and at that point Celta was a very very good team.
yes. It was a
So yeah, we were just one miskick away from getting out, and that plan massively backfiring on us. But it is a similar situation. It's not yet come to that where Ten Hag is given up on the Premier League season, as to say. But I don't know. The Brentford game might more or less give an indication as to how Ten Hag is going to approach the remainder of the season. If I do see a repeat of the Newcastle performance, then I think he's putting his eggs in the continental basket. That simple. So let's see how that pans out. So Ojas bhai, Abhishar bhai, thank you so much for joining in. It is great talking to you guys after so long. Very
Same
refreshing
over here.
also. Very refreshing. Thank you so much to all of us, all of you guys who joined in the stream as well with your comments, with your opinions, with your compliments for us. We've not ignored that. We've noticed it, and we truly appreciate it for complimenting us. Thank you so much. Do join us on our streams. Smash that like button. Please do subscribe to our channel, and do press the bell icon for any and every video that we put out on this channel. Uh, Apart from that, we're perpetually active on our social media on Instagram and Twitter. Do drop us a follow there. It's in the description below. And I say this in every stream. Today is no different. Every day is match day on our official WhatsApp group. It's an ever-growing family, and there's room for more. So do join us there. With that being said, this is Delvin along with Ojis Bhai and Abhishar Bhai wishing all of you a good night. Do take care of yourself. Stay healthy. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon with another episode shortly. Till then,
Glory,
GGM, you
glory.
guys.
Yeah.